Stress Awareness Month, making it a perfect time to take a step back and look at what's causing stress in our lives and, more importantly, how we can manage that stress. From work to family to the pace of daily life, stress can take a serious toll on both our bodies and our minds.
We are joined by Dr. Jessica Britt-Thomas, Director of Integrated Behavioral Health at the Department of Family and Community Medicine at MCG Wellstar. Dr. Jessica is here to help us understand what stress really is and how to recognize when it becomes too much. Share some simple ways to keep it under control as well.
Yeah, do my best. Yeah, good to see you guys.
So, Dr. Jessica, what exactly is stress and how does it affect our bodies and minds?
Yeah, so stress is actually our body's natural reaction to a situation, but we experience it both physically and emotionally. So physically, we could have, especially if it's ongoing stress, we could have migraines, muscle tension, inflammation of the skin, right? Breakouts, GI issues. For the emotional, you might hear someone talk about feeling very overwhelmed, stressed out, excessive worrying, rumination, which is basically having a thought on a loop over and over and over and over.
Right.
So those are kind of some of the things we think about when we think about stress.
You mentioned excessive. How can we tell the difference between just everyday stress and something that's more serious?
Yeah, so we look at stress in two different ways. Acute stress, which might be an immediate reaction to a busy workday or giving a presentation. And so it's resolved after that stressful situation has passed. But ongoing stress, which may look more like disrupted sleep on a regular basis, irritability, changes in your mood, withdrawing, that's usually due to ongoing things that have not been resolved, whether that's finances, life changes, major events that you haven't been able to change or resolve at that time can build up over time and make you feel a lot worse than you had been before.
Now, Dr. Jessica, what are some small, easy ways we can manage stress in our daily lives?
Yeah, so think small. So if you can, we talk about our work hours, 8+ hours. Can we take a little break between? Can we walk around the complex? Can we get outside, some fresh air? Maybe make a phone call to a loved one. We also tend to neglect some of the things that make us feel better when we're very stressed out. So self-care, are we working out? Are we getting good exercise? Are we sleeping at least, 7 to 8 hours a day? And so it's important to maintain those even when we are stressed, because when we remove that, on top of being stressed, things seem to feel worse than they are.
I think people can sometimes get tunnel vision on this, where they'll go, well, the stress is just going to be here because this is what it is, and this is life, and this is growing up, and just deal with it. But that's not always the case. Why is it important to talk about stress instead of just ignoring it and thinking that's what it is?
Yeah, so we have a lot of long-term effects of stress. As I mentioned earlier, some of the physical symptoms, those can become chronic illnesses, right? Heart disease, diabetes management, right? Hypertension. And so a lot of that is neglecting our physical health. Maybe we stop going to the doctors because we can't find time to make appointments. So it's an added thing that accumulates over time. So you might not notice it overnight, but over time, you might start to see a decline in your health. And it's also important to bring awareness. Sometimes we don't know that we're actually stressed out until someone says, this is how I've been feeling.
Exactly.
And you can kind of relate, like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that was the thing. I thought that was just me. So.
Now, what kind of resources are available for people who are experiencing these high levels of stress?
Yeah, so the American Psychological Association has some really great resources. The mental health awareness, I like this website. You can actually take a stress test. It will tell you your level of stress in that moment.
Well, we're going to break the internet with that one today, yes. I can tell you that.
The CDC has some great coping skills around stress management. For those of us that like apps on our phone, Headspace is an excellent app. It has a lot of mindfulness, meditation exercises. And then box breathing, which we talk about, that's that diaphragm, breathing from the diaphragm. That there's YouTube videos that can walk you through how to do one of those. They take about 3 to 5 minutes max, so they're pretty quick.
Okay. There's going to be stress, but you can get through it, and you can manage it as well, too. Dr. Jessica Britt-Thomas, always good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Thank you.